people talk about Duke Nukem, they always think about Duke Nukem 3D, which came out on multiple different platforms, becoming the biggest game of all time when it comes to PC or MS-DOS or whichever system it came out first for you guys. And you know, some of the games you probably enjoy playing Duke Nukem, like Time to Kill, or maybe Duke Nukem 0 Hour for Nintendo 64, or maybe it was Manhattan Project. But right now, during that time, after all those games came out, it was announced that there would be a Duke Nukem Forever game, which was going to come out in 2001, which was going to be developed by 3D Realms. Unfortunately, the game has suffered through numerous delays and different developers to take over. And then the finalized version had Gearbox playing the game, and it became one of the most disappointing games out there. But I heard some positive feedback about Duke Nukem Forever's DLC, though. That is the biggest thing that the game had, was its DLC of the Doctor Who Clone Me. As I heard that DLC was pretty good, and I am going to be looking forward to trying that as soon as I get a chance. As of 2013, there will be a mod called Duke Nukem Forever 2013, which takes everything you guys see in the 2001 builds of the trailers from E3 and converts it into one whole game. Even if they are snippets, you can actually tell like what's going on, even if it does take you a second to guess. For this one, it was made by two different people who made a mod, and there were so many different enemies and vehicles to ride when you guys play the game. In the setting, it takes place in a building, and people were begging for Duke Nukem to save the world again, as the aliens decided to invade the Earth. It's just like the original version of the game that came out in 2011, but this one does have new enemies, like I mentioned before, like the Terminators, the alien-fied soldiers. And I say alien-fied because the aliens turned the soldiers against each other, and the general does warn you in the game about this, which also took place in trailers. When it comes to this game, there are so many different places to explore, like the Wild West, and so many different military places you guys can go to. There's also a DLC pack for this game, as it contains 3 different levels, which I unfortunately have not yet played, but they look pretty good. I should also mention I believe there's been new weapons added for this game as well, and I think the assault rifle is one of them, as I don't recall seeing an assault rifle in the actual Duke Nukem 3D game, and it does have a red, white, and blue flag in there, since Duke Nukem loves America. I'm not making this up. Anyways, there's also a patch for this game where it fixes the speed meter when it comes to riding a motorcycle. It's not a big issue of all means, but it is an optional patch for you guys to use. You can also ride a donkey. Yeah, you can ride a donkey in this game. I'm not making that up, which also took place in the trailer. I don't know why a donkey, but it is. Of course, this game does give you a lot of exploration to do, and you can also try to find hidden items, just like the regular Duke Nukem games, or maybe Doom or Quake, since they kind of do play similar. But Duke Nukem is forever remembered as, okay, not Duke Nukem Forever as the game, but the character Duke Nukem. Just to be clear about the confusion. He has been remembered as one of the most famous characters out there. In fact, plenty of people may not know, but he actually started as a MS-DOS game. Not Duke Nukem 3D, but Duke Nukem as a 2D shooter platformer game. It was on Steam, but unfortunately it's no longer on there, which is very sad. I also think this is a very good time to talk about this game, because a 2001 build of the original Duke Nukem Forever game has been leaked on ModDB and other websites, as it actually looks pretty promising. I haven't even tried it myself, but The game really does look promising, and this actually apparently got some of the original devs of the game frustrated by this. I mean, if you guys wanted a good Duke Nukem game, all you had to do was make a good promising one. I mean, it's no like exception when it comes to Gearbox that they have made bad games in the past. Not only Duke Nukem Forever, but the Alien Colonial Marines, which was supposed to come out on PlayStation 2 at one point, which you really can't say anything about that either. I've always remembered going to a GameStop and always seeing the Duke Nukem Forever posters there, hyping up the game, but I never bought into it because I wasn't I was new to the M-rated games during the time, but the thing is I was never into Duke Nukem, but I've always seen his face everywhere I go. But at one point I managed to play Duke Nukem 3D, and I actually thought the game was pretty good despite its difficulty. But of course, like I mentioned before, when it comes to weapons in this game, most of the weapons have returned to the game, like the shotgun, the pistol, the shrinker, the freezing weapon, the freaking weapons, this little glove, the glove weapons that shoot missiles in them, they also returned as well. But the assault rifle is pretty much new. Yes, there is an assault rifle in Duke Nukem 3D, but this assault rifle is 100% different than the original game. But yeah. When it comes to this game, it's very action-packed, and the game makes you feel very alive, as you can actually interact with some of the NPCs in the game, as they'll all be screaming their heads off when it comes to aliens invading the town. And you can also talk to some soldiers, but all they say is roger that, which I'm pretty sure they were meant to follow you in the original, but I could be wrong about that. I don't consider the original Duke Nukem Forever as the worst game, but it can be considered as the most disappointing game. It's not a bad game, but it's not the best. But I do think that the modders of this game did a great job when it came to making this game, as they study every single tip of the trailer and utilize all the clips they've seen and make it into one huge game. But again, there is an expansion pack for this game that contains 3 different levels, which I unfortunately didn't even get a chance to try. But it's out there at moddb.com. If you guys like to see more mods like this, let me know down below. And I hope you guys will enjoy this game as much as I did.